Today I'll be demonstrating how to stop a wound from bleeding by using a tourniquet. Tourniquets are used in emergency situations to stop the severe bleeding of a limb through applying pressure and stopping blood flow. Before applying a tourniquet, you should always call 911 or have someone else call 911 as you're applying it. Tourniquets can only be applied to your arms and legs, and they should be applied 2 to 3 inches above the wound. Make sure not to place a tourniquet over any joints such as your elbow, knee, wrist, or ankle. Your joints protect blood passageways and prevent the pressure needed to stop an artery from bleeding. If the wound is located near a joint, then you can apply the tourniquet about an inch or two above the joint and it will be just as effective. Next, I'll be demonstrating how to apply a tourniquet to both an arm and a leg. First, you want to start by wrapping the tourniquet 2 to 3 inches above the wound. Make sure not to apply the tourniquet over any of your joints, such as your elbow, knee, wrist, or ankles. If the wound is near one of your joints, you can apply the tourniquet about an inch or two above your joint. You also want to make sure that the tourniquet is located between the wound and the heart. Once you position the tourniquet above the wound, you want to feed the strap through the loop and tighten it as much as possible. You want to make sure that you can't fit your finger between the strap and the patient's arm. Make sure to tighten the strap as much as possible, even if the patient claims it's painful. Now you're going to twist the windlass rod in one direction in order to increase the amount of pressure being applied and to stop the wound from bleeding. You should be able to twist the rod about 2 to 4 times. Once you've made the tourniquet as tight as possible, make sure to secure the rod with the windlass clip so that it doesn't unwind. You're then going to need a marker to make a note on the tourniquet displaying the time that it was applied at. Now I'll demonstrate how to apply a tourniquet to your leg, which follows pretty much the same process as applying a tourniquet to an arm. You should always leave a note on the tourniquet showing what time it was applied at. Leaving a tourniquet on for too long can cause damage to tissue, so timestamp will help caregivers know which patient to help first. If the tourniquet you're using doesn't have a place where you can write down the time at, then you can write it on the patient's forehead instead. The tourniquet should be removed within 2 hours to prevent the risk of permanent nerve, muscle, and vascular damage. If no medical attention has been received after 2 hours of applying the tourniquet, it should still remain in use until medical help can address the situation. Keeping a tourniquet on hand and knowing how to properly apply it can potentially save yours or someone else's life. Although it may not seem the most practical, it may be a good idea to keep one in your vehicle or bag in case of an emergency. Thanks for watching.